Yo, what up, YouTube? It's Ra. And let me holler at you real quick. It's time for you to make your exit, my friend. Once you have your bags packed, once you are fed up, once you realize that enough is enough, don't let them manipulate you into staying with them. Don't let the crying, the victim blaming, the victim mentality, the playing the victim, don't fall for that. Once you set out to leave and go live the life for yourself, once you're tired of being controlled, once you're tired of being manipulated and you are set out to leave, you leave and you don't look back. Soon as you look back, it's going to be the tears. It's going to be a manipulation. They're going to tell you that you need them and they need you, and it's all this tug of war, this push or pull, so you'll feel bad for them. They want you to feel bad, so you stay. Once you stay, you get comfortable with the abuse. You get comfortable receiving the bull. You get comfortable with receiving less. That's what it's all about. They want you to get comfortable. They want you to get accustomed to abuse. They want you to get comfortable and accustomed to receiving less. They want you to get comfortable with being talked down to and being cast aside and led astray. So understand that it's all about control. It's all about beating you down into submission so much that you don't even know your worth, that you don't even see it anymore, that your default mindset is self-deprecation, that your default mindset is to have a low self-esteem and a low sense of self-worth. Because once they beat you into that and your back is against the wall, you lose your grip and you quit. There's no fight left in you anymore. That's what it's all about. Beating you down until there's no fight left in you anymore. So they know that they can basically have their puppet strings and they can control you and move your mouth however they see fit. So understand, my friend, it's time for you to make your exit. Whether it's your family, your friends, your town, whoever it is. Once you make that exit, you leave and you never return. You run fast as you can, far as you can, and you never return to that. Once you return to that, you're betraying yourself, you're betraying your morals, you're betraying your values. Because now they know that there's a way. Now they know that there's a way to get you to come back, to get you to come back to them. They know that, oh, they might have left for a minute, but now they're back because they need me. You never return, no matter how hard your heart aches, no matter how cold it gets, no matter how you lose your grip, your grip, you continue to hold on and hold yourself together. Because right now it's time to make your exit. Understand that what are you getting out of this by staying in the situation? Nothing. What are you getting out of this by staying with these people? Nothing. It's if you ain't got you, who got you? If you ain't got you, who got you? That's why it's time to make your exit. And like I said, it's gonna be tears. They're gonna try to barricade the door, metaphorically or literally. They're gonna try to say, you can't turn back on this family. You can't turn back on us. Turn back on what? There's nothing to turn back on. There was nothing there to begin with. There was never anything there of value. There was never anything there of love. There was no peace. There was no unity, no community, no nothing. What are you turning back on? There's nothing to take and there's nothing to give. There's nothing to take and there's nothing to give. If anything, you've been the only one that's been taken and you've been the only one that's given. They've been taken from you and you've been the only one given. When is it your turn to receive? I'll tell you when you make that exit. If you got to kick that door down, you got to kick it down. If you got to fight your way out of it, fight your way out of it. Sometimes you're going to get put in a position where that's your only option. You're going to have to fight your way out of it. There's no other option. You're going to have to fight fire with fire. There's no other option. The option that you've been trying to stay away from, that the option that you don't like, is oftentimes the option that you need to take. The option that you're like, man, I don't want to do that. That's my last resolve. That's my last resort. The last resort is usually the resort that you need to go to. That's the one that you need to do. The one that you should have done from the jump. You knew that last resort, that option that you didn't want to do, you should have did it to begin with. But you didn't want to do that because you know what's going to happen when you take that, when you do that. You know it's going to be an all-out war. You know you're going to have to go all out. And a lot of times it's against people we love or we used to love or people we know. But we know that we have to do this. There's no other way but up. There's no other way but down. So you know that. So sometimes the option that we should have done in the first place is often our last resort because we just didn't want to do it. So understand that it's time for you to make your exit. Because remember, you exiting into something new. You have to get out of that mindset that you're losing something. You're not losing anything. You're exiting one chapter and entering a new one. That's what it's all about. A lot of people say, oh, I'm starting fresh. I'm starting all new. True, but there's beauty in that. But like I said, you're exiting an old chapter and entering a new one, and that's going to free yourself. That's going to break the cycle. That's going to free you from them chains that's been holding you down for so long. Allow yourself to have that. Allow yourself to have that. Allow yourself to give yourself the win, because you've earned it. But hey, it's Rye. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you, family. We're growing, family. Woo woo. And you got this, homie. It's already yours.